Okay, so let's jump right in. There's something really fascinating happening in global business right now. We're seeing this huge, kind of surprising wave of companies from places like China, India, and Brazil, and they're on an absolutely massive shopping spree, buying up these big, established companies in the US and Europe.
But this isn't your typical business expansion, and it begs a huge question that has economists and governments scrambling for answers. What are these companies really after? Why spend billions of dollars on these Western firms? Well, that's the big mystery we're going to unravel today. And we're not talking about small-time deals here. We're talking about major, household names. German robotics firms, iconic British luxury car brands, cutting-edge American tech companies. The list just goes on and on. This is a massive shift in how the global economy works. And to get it, you have to understand, these companies are playing a totally different game.
To really crack this case, you've got to throw out the old playbook. See, traditional business school theories say companies expand to sell what they already do well in a new market. But these companies are often doing the exact opposite. And that brings us to this really powerful idea that explains everything. It's called the springboard theory.
So what is this springboard theory? Well, it's our key insight. The whole idea is that for these firms, buying a company overseas is like building a launch pad. They're not just interested in the foreign company's customers. No, they're after its assets, the technology, the patents, the brand know-how, so they can transfer all that good stuff back home, boost their own operations, and catch up to their Western rivals. And this quote from the scholar Ravi Ramamurthy just nails it. The main goal isn't foreign domination. It's strengthening the home base first. The acquisition is the tool, but the real prize is winning in their own fast-growing domestic markets. And from there, taking on the world. So let's break down how this playbook actually works. It's a pretty clear four-step process. Step 1, you go out and acquire those crucial foreign assets. Step 2, you bring all that knowledge, all that tech back home. Step 3, you use it to build an unbeatable position in your own backyard. And finally, step 4, you use that powerful home base as a catapult to launch yourself into the global big leagues. Okay, so if this is a strategic shopping spree, what exactly is on the shopping list? This is where it gets really interesting, because to solve this mystery, you have to understand that not all company assets are created equal. They basically fall into two very different buckets. First up, you've got what are called non-location bounded assets, or NLB for short. The absolute best way to think about these is like a secret recipe. It's pure knowledge, right? You can take it anywhere, use it anywhere, and it's just as good. We're talking about things like patents, software code, or a specific manufacturing process. They're super portable. And then on the other hand, you have location-bounded, or LB, assets. Think of these as a famous local restaurant. Its value is completely tied to its location, its local vibe, its history in that one spot. You can't just pick it up and move it across the world and expect it to be the same. In the business world, this would be something like a strong local brand name or a deep distribution network in one country. So when you put them side by side, the difference is crystal clear. The NLB assets, the patents, are all about portable knowledge. The LB assets, like trademarks, are sticky. They're tied to one place. So let me ask you, if the springboard theory is right, which of these assets do you think these companies are hunting for? The portable secret recipe or the sticky local restaurant? Right, we've got the motive, that's the springboard theory, and we've got the key clue, the difference between these portable and sticky assets. So now it's time to follow the money and look at the hard evidence. A huge study actually dug into thousands of these deals to see what was really going on. And the researchers weren't messing around. They didn't just look at a few high-profile cases. No, they analyzed, get this, over 2,400 different international deals. These involved companies from Brazil, Russia, India, and China, as well as the US and UK. So this gives us a really solid, data-driven picture of the trend. And here it is, the aha moment. The data could not be clearer. This chart shows that companies from emerging markets have a much, much stronger preference for buying firms that are loaded with patents, those portable, non-location-bounded assets. And at the same time, they're way less interested in trademarks, those sticky, location-bounded assets. Meanwhile, you can see that companies from developed markets have a much more balanced diet. So what's the bottom line? Well, the study's conclusion just spells it out for us in black and white. These emerging market multinationals are systematically targeting the technology and the know-how that they can easily pack up and take home. This is the springboard theory in action. They are absolutely hunting for those secret recipes. But the research adds one more fascinating little twist. While this is a pretty broad trend across emerging markets, it's being driven most aggressively by firms from China and Russia. It seems they are the most active and focused seekers of these portable, strategic assets. Okay, so mystery solved. We know what these companies are buying, and we know why they're buying it. But so what? Why does any of this matter? Well, this isn't just some academic theory. This strategic shopping spree has huge, real-world consequences for all of us. The study points out that this strategy is directly fueling geopolitical tensions. You see Western policymakers getting really concerned, worrying about state-sponsored catch-up plans. There's this growing sense that the playing field isn't level. And it's not just talk. Leaders in both the US and Europe are now actively trying to change the rules of the game in direct response to these takeovers. And that really brings us to the core takeaway here. This global shopping spree is anything but random. It is a deliberate, systematic strategy. By buying up key technologies and bringing them home, these firms are working to rebalance the entire global economic and tech landscape, playing a long game of catch-up. Which, of course, leaves us with one final, very important question to think about. The old rules of global business are clearly being rewritten by new players with a totally new strategy. As they use this springboard to catapult themselves onto the world stage, it forces everyone else to ask, in this new game, what are the new rules for winning?